been told prior to our Okinawa journey that among all the awesome and delicious food Okinawa has to offer, Okinawa still has one more secret outie, or you can say an ace up their sleeves, and that is the number of cafes. Hence, the team got to work and found some of the best bakes, coffees and sweets in Okinawa. And here we go. First recommendation of the list, Yamada Coffee. Why this is first on the list? A very simple reason. It is closest to the airport, and I mean really close. Less than 10 minutes away. Probably one of the first few cafes you will encounter after arriving in Naha, the central city of Okinawa. Yamada Coffee offers a wide range of coffee beans, including seasonals to choose for drips, that will surely satisfy any coffee lover. The service provided by the staff was top-notch as well, especially being able to explain and recommend coffee that might suit your taste palette. And there's one more thing to mention. The coffee were expertly prepared and priced very reasonably over here. Feeling hungry after your flight to Okinawa? No problem. Try Yamada Coffee's signature cheesecake. Those cube-like cheesecakes are simply a taste of art. The taste of cheese was like a short, intense, sweet, cheesy punch, with a perfectly timed aftertaste that doesn't linger, but actually refreshes your taste buds. This cheesecake is so good that after a few mouths of it, instead of feeling tired of the taste, it actually leaves you wanting for more. A must try in my opinion. With a coffee production area-like interior, with the roasters and all of that, you get to actually be one with coffee over here, enjoying the exquisite dark brown golden liquid after a long flight to begin your journey, being all energized and raring to embrace Okinawa. Depending on where you're coming from, there's a pretty high chance you arrived at Okinawa in the afternoon. And after some awesome welcome coffee upon arriving for starters, we have just enough time for afternoon tea. And this cafe, boy oh boy, in my opinion, probably a must visit because it has some otherworldly afternoon tea desserts to offer. Bang! In my opinion, this could be the best caramel pudding I've eaten thus far in my life. I mean, just look at that. How could the pudding look this glorious? When it was first served to me, oh my goodness, I was immediately enchanted by this glowing, shining yellow orb shape looking of food. I know the saying goes, never judge a book by its cover, but at the same time, very rare occasion, just by its looks, the eye test, you knew it's going to be top class. And this was one such occasion. Ooh, the taste and texture of the pudding is so pure and smooth. The vanilla bean taste was pronounced. One thing to note, this pudding is not the soft jello type. It's pretty solid in its structure, and as your teeth sinks and work its way through the pudding, you could taste the richness of the vanilla beans. And this goes really well with the caramel sauce, as you could differentiate the pudding and sauce in your mouth. What a delight! The caramel is not the usual sweet type, but has a tinge of bitterness to it, which goes really well with the sweetness of the pudding. And on a side note, this type of pudding is currently trending in Japan, so if you're in the various major cities of Japan, do keep a lookout for such a dessert. Looking back, man, I was very fortunate because I actually made it in time just before the last order, and any closer I would have missed and never knew the existence and taste of such a pudding. It's not only about the food that I'll gush about, but also the ambience of the cafe. Very retro styled, everything from the furnitures, glassware, dining wares, decoratives, and even the curtains. A lot of attention has been placed to create this really authentic, old English pristine coffee shop vibe. A perfect setting for an afternoon tea. And accompanying us in this afternoon tea is this very intriguing cup of iced black coffee. Very astounded by its unique taste. Very floral and fruity taste, which was a little surprising. Given the first place we went, I felt probably was one of the most fruity coffee I've tasted. And this here actually managed to top that. But I guess it really suits the tropical vibe of Okinawa. Very satisfying. Definitely a great way to start our cafe journey. After all, we have just arrived in Okinawa and entered the city. There is more to offer, and I mean way more. We have cafes that uniquely showcase what Okinawa is all about. And after a good night of rest, we need our fuel to start the day. We need breakfast.
Our next recommendation is this bakery called Maybe Bakery. Now, there is a very interesting history about this particular bakery because its owner actually is from Tokyo. He was working in a particular bakery and he decided that he wants to have a better work-life balance and he decided to go independent. And he moved over to Okinawa and set up Maybe Bakery. This particular bakery, its specialty is actually Danish pastries. So as I entered the particular bakery just now, what I noticed from the start is a very relaxed environment that, I can just walk in and notice the bread immediately in front of me. And what is most interesting is I felt no pressure to actually, rush to choose which particular bread I want, but just, slowly observe what is being served by the baker, right? The pastry chef. And after much pondering and looking around, we actually chose 3 particular bread and pastries to show you guys. Okay, the first one, as mentioned, this is the specialty, right? The bakery specialty, Danish bread. Look at the Danish there. Awesome, isn't it? Oh, beautiful. Smells really, fragrant. And I guess this is prunes, right? This is a prune custard Danish pastry. I really wonder how it tastes. Very crispy on the outside, very chewy. Bread and pastries immediately out of the oven. Immediately you can taste the liveliness of the dough. Ooh, just awesome. Just, very crispy on the outside. You can see over here, very crispy on the outside. And then afterwards, the chewiness of the dough, the layers of the Danish pastry here. Oh, I wonder how the custard will taste and the prunes. Interesting enough, the taste of the prune complements the pastry perfectly. The slight sourness and sweetness, matches the dough really well. That creates the chewy effect. Feels like I'm eating mochi. Very, very, very delicious. And in the middle is the custard over here. And I tasted a little of the custard. It's very fresh. Yeah, no stale custardy kind of taste. Very fresh, eggy. Wonderful. Apparently, croissant is also pretty popular. This is the chocolate. Have a look at this. Ooh, look at that. The croissant on the outside, and then you have the chocolate on the inside there. I mean, if anything were to go based on the Danish we had earlier, this would be good as well. I expect this to be crispy on the outside, very fluffy and buttery on the inside. Ooh. Yeah. とても美味しい. Look at that. Look at the chocolate inside. I can feel the creamy layers of the croissant. And then the perfect match of the dark chocolate. Yeah, this is actually dark chocolate they use. And you can taste layers of the butter on the inside. The buttery layers of the croissant. Yeah, you definitely have to taste that. If not, it's just one, one mess, one gooey mess of oil. Yeah, but this one, perfect. And even though there is the chocolate, I could still taste the layers, of the croissant inside as well. Perfect. Come and go to the shop. Yes, there's actually eating space at Maybe Bakery, but in front of Maybe Bakery, slightly maybe around 200 meters away, just in front of the bakery, there's an impressive beach called the Araha Beach. Now, this particular beach is legendary. It's around 600 meters long. As you can see over there, palm trees lined up all the way. There's many fantastic things that you can do. Yeah, so very fun beach. It feels like a small getaway from, everything, and you can just park your car nearby and just pop here. You don't really have to go swimming or whatever, or sun tanning or whatever the case may be. You can actually take a short walk. It's just 600 meters just to enjoy the breeze, the beautiful sea as you can see over here, and everything, right? Nature. Now, the last particular bread that we have is slightly interesting. I actually saw this in an interview. It's called the curry wurst. Right, I guess this is a combination of somewhat of a curry flavor together with sausage, right? Look at that. Very impressive, isn't it? Very beautiful, if you ask me. Look at the color, very, very vibrant, right? The yellow curry color together with the sausage. I wonder how this tastes. Curry flavoring on top. And then afterwards, grounded tomatoes. Grounded tomatoes. Yeah. And provides, it actually feels like a, dare I say it? A curry pizza. Yeah, it feels like it. But very nice, this particular bread. The bread itself, very sort of like a, feels like a baguette type bread. Pretty hard, but at the same time, it's able to complement the sausage well. And it's able to hold its own against the sausage. You can actually taste the bread. Because usually for this kind of hot dogs, right, the bread is just a, it's not even a complimentary piece. It's just there to hold the particular hot dog or sausage. But this one, the bread is able to hold its own against the sausage. When you eat it, when I ate it just now, I could taste the bread filling, the dough, the chewiness of it, the sweetness of the bread. Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Very delicious, very delicious. The curry is not too overpowering. It feels like it's just a topping they add on. Yeah, this gives me the feel, right? The topping of the curry on the top together with the grounded tomatoes, right, over here. Yeah, it's like a mix of everything here. Pizza together with hot dog, a combination of it. Maybe bakery open as early as 7 a.m., right? 7 a.m. That's really early for a bakery in Okinawa. Maybe bakery has eating spaces, very cozy eating spaces that you can go to and sit inside the shop. Yeah, it's just that for us, I wanted to show you guys this particular beach, so that's why we are here.
These days, Okinawa has been known by Japanese locals as a summer paradise. With more than 7.2 million Japanese visiting Okinawa in 2023, especially during the summer period, it's no wonder why Okinawa is known as the Hawaii of Japan. The next segment of recommendations, in my opinion, are some of the most beautiful cafes in Okinawa, if not the most beautiful, and most definitely encapsulate the summer spirit of Okinawa.
Hoshino Resort's Banter Cafe is a cafe that is characterized by extraordinary beauty and exclusivity. Housed on an amazing natural vast terrain, makes Banter Cafe one of Japan's largest seaside cafe. And being a seaside cafe means only one thing. You need an impeccable sea view. And over here at Banter Cafe, it is one you will get. You will be able to enjoy an extraordinary view of the sea that is surrounded by rocks and coral reefs from the comfort of your seat while drinking your drink and coffee.
There are two interesting fun facts about Banter Cafe. First, the name Banter Cafe actually derived from the fact that Banter Cafe is actually housed on a cliff, and in the past, people actually climb up to the cliff to observe fishes. Fun fact number 2, did you know that Banter Cafe is in one of Okinawa's most luxurious and expensive hotels? Bet you didn't know that. But guess what? This stunning cafe is actually open to the public. What a find! Hoshino Resort's Banter Cafe also offers a panoramic view of the horizon like no other. And regardless whatever time you visit the cafe, you will catch a view that lasts a lifetime. From the stunning majestic view of nature during daytime to a dramatic view of dusk over the sea. You want to see the most beautiful side of Okinawa? This is probably it. Banter Cafe is a must-go for all. I have one more beautiful cafe to show y'all, and we'll take a short drive to Yagashi Island to this particular cafe called Horuto no Oka. And in my opinion, this cafe has one of the best pancakes you can find in Okinawa.
Very fluffy. Ooh. The pancake batter isn't so buttery. The buttery, it's
light but has depth and a very unique saltiness to it. Ooh, just brilliant, you know. I wonder how they actually make this particular batter here, especially the saltiness. It's very unique. It could be unique to just this particular place, or you know, a particular kind of salt that is in this particular island here. Healthy amount of chocolate given, just like the chocolate cookie drink. Even that drink has 4 different layers of chocolate inside the particular drink. Just brilliant. You know, some places when they sell the chocolate pancake, they like to scheme on the chocolate syrup, so and so forth. But this one, no. Besides an abundance of chocolate syrup, they also give, you know, an abundance of shaved chocolate bars. Just fantastic. This is probably different from souffle because this one definitely has structure. It's a lot, slightly, probably more mochi than a souffle. A souffle, the moment it just goes in the mouth, it just melts automatically. But this one, there's a certain level of fluffiness and, you know, mochiness to it. And at the same time, and once you get past that first layer of chewiness and mochiness, then the melting starts. So, more akin towards pancake, but definitely maybe a hybrid between a pancake and a souffle. Just perfect. They actually specially made 2 different components for this particular, you know, it looked like a very ordinary pancake, but it's not. First of all, the maple syrup I just pour is actually custom made. They made it by themselves. And secondly, the butter that is used is also specially made also. As I mentioned earlier, the pancake has a very unique kind of saltiness to it, just a very slight tinge. And I inquired, true, it is meant to have that unique saltiness, and that is because this particular cafe, they use a special salt from Yagaji Island called the Yagaji no Shio. So yeah, that unique saltiness was meant to be. Horuto no Oka Cafe on Yagaji Island possesses an incredible amount of beauty, serenity, and mystique. Being located on a hill, you get to enjoy the endless vast blue sky. I'm currently right now level 2 of the cafe, doing this with you, and you also get to enjoy the beautiful sea view. Look at that. You know, as you can see, it's very easy to get lost in time and in your thoughts while you enjoy the delicious food while being in this cafe. Oh, just awesome, just awesome. Horuto no Oka's owner, Kazaki-san, actually provided us a clip from his cafe over here on 2nd floor, as you can see on the screen right now. Credits to him. Look at the beautiful view, as I was telling you earlier. Just wonderful, you know, Horuto no Oka. Come over here, you can just enjoy and get lost in your thoughts and just enjoy the serenity of the nature that's around you. Just wonderful.
One thing for sure, the coffee game, let alone cafe culture, is strong here in Okinawa. And what we have shown thus far is only a fraction of what Okinawa has to offer. The vast amount of cafes, coffee stops, and even bakeries were what really surprised me when I travelled around Okinawa eating various local delights. I mean, take for example this cafe, coffee shop, stop, or whatever you want to call it. Quite literally in the middle of a road selling coffee. And I had to try it. And just as sure, the coffee was awesome. I read in a Japanese article that Okinawa does have their own coffee plants, which could explain why the culture of coffee here in Okinawa is strong. And so far, the staff we have interacted with at the various recommendations all show a profound knowledge and love for coffee, and even bakes and pastries in their own signature way. And with our last recommendation, I believe it perfectly sums up cafes you'll find in Okinawa.
Let's try the tiramisu. Oh, looks real great. Look at that. So beautiful. Just by the looks of it, I already know it's going to be delicious. Now, look at this. Look at the spoon here. This is actually the sharp edge for you to actually slice and then afterwards eat together as well. Pretty interesting. Okay, let's try. Ooh, this corner here. Oh, look at that. real soft. Okay, looks real good here. Oishi. Apparently this is an original creation. No, it actually tastes a very unique version of the tiramisu. Actually feels like moist cookie dough, you know, and then afterwards you can feel the hints of coffee inside, and the top is actually the chocolate. What a combination. You know, the creaminess is just nice. Ooh, look at the interior here. Yeah, I mean, fans of cookie dough, you would definitely love this, you know. It's like a real moist version of it, right? Just wonderful here. Now, the hint of coffee within the tiramisu is very apparent. I'm very hesitant to say this is the best tiramisu I've eaten, because there are many tiramisu I've eaten before, but one of the best. The top actually is, you have your chocolate biscuit. I'm not too sure if it's Oreos, but I don't think so. There is no cream side, but there are actually chocolate cookies on the top over here. Yeah, and then the bottom here, the cream itself is not too sweet, you know, and feels like sort of like a custardy, you know, type of texture that's ongoing as well. Ooh, brilliant here, this particular tiramisu. Oishi.
Besides the out of this world awesome tiramisu, the coffee, oh my goodness. It was some of the most aromatic coffee I've drank thus far. I chose the Sunset Blend medium roast strip, and what I tasted, I can only say, what a coffee. Aromatic, rich, nutty base, not acidic at all, very comfortable to drink. But seriously, I drank an unbelievable precise medium roasted coffee. It is not light for sure, but at the same time, just exactly below dark roast, and you can really feel it, with just enough of a nostalgic aftertaste. In addition, we gathered from the cafe that they obtained their blended beans from Miyazaki, and they have a roastery over there as well.
If you're looking for a coffee place that is real near the airport, Rosa Kohi is actually the place to go. You know, it feels like whatever they want to create and want to make, they do it, you know, in their own style. I mean, you look at that. Even they have their own particular cookie. Ooh, I believe it's going to be delicious. Now, the coffee itself, that is top notch. I actually ordered the house roast. The coffee is just subarashi, ne? Very, very delicious. It has depth, not too heavy, but at the same time, you get your caffeine mix and you enjoy the luxurious taste of premium coffee. Oof. I mean, the cafe itself has a very relaxed vibe. You know, from the outside, it feels, you know, very retro-ish, you know, with the design on the walls of the cafe. And, you hear the cicada sound. It's summertime. Yeah. You know, the way they design the outside, the exterior of the cafe feels very retro-ish. And inside actually is very kind of mixed modern kind of setting, you know, with the lights and very industrial in that sense as well from the roofs. Very mixed modern kind of setting on the interior. Very, very enjoyable experience. So if you like to have coffee that is near the airport, especially when you just touched down in Okinawa, I suggest Rosa Coffee. Very, very oishi. After all, that's why I created channel 4, right? Isn't it? We try, we eat, we drink delicious food and drinks.